Welcome to our tribal council. I'm Jacob Bellotti, joined as always by Larry Saperstein. How are you?
I am great. I'm ready to vote someone off this island, honey.
Yes, it's a brand new episode of Let's Talk About That.
All systems are a go.
Talking database activated.
Begin in 3, 2, 1.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about what? Let's talk about who? Let's talk about me. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about that. Girl, I cannot believe we are talking about that.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Let's talk about that. My goodness.
I love this thing that you're doing of finding a funny thing every episode.
Well, you told me I had to. I'm doing it begrudgingly, let me just
I
say.
love it. You're great at finding them. You're great at finding them.
I don't think we have time for a Let's Talk About Us today because our guest today is just simply too amazing to
She is
talk
a
about
wonderful
us.
guy. Give me one nugget. Give me one little nugget. Get your COVID shots, everyone.
Yes, we got our COVID shots. Thank you.
We got our COVID shots, and we were sick for like 3 days.
Yeah, I was feeling like Karen Huger at the reasonably shady
I didn't
party.
come up in here to get vaccinated.
That's how I was feeling these past couple days.
Karen Huger.
She's out of jail now.
She's out?
Well, by the time this comes out, she'll be out of jail.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah.
But she's not in the season
No.
of Real Housewives
No,
of
she's
Potomac.
not. She's not.
Next year.
Next year.
We love you, Karen.
We love you, Karen Huger. Any convicted felon. Anyway.
Not a felon. Not a felon.
No. She's just convicted.
Yeah, just convict.
Anyway, our guest today graduated Harvard.
Yeah. Our guest today couldn't be further from the opposite of a convicted felon.
However, she was on a reality show, specifically a reality competition show called Survivor,
Yes.
season 45.
She is also heavily featured in the world famous internet cultural phenomenon Epic the Musical.
That's right. And she is a singer-songwriter of her own. She has albums out, a deluxe album that is coming out. I mean, she is just so talented, so warm, so funny, so kind. We are so honored to welcome Janani K. right after this. Janani!
I'm so excited to be here.
Thanks for coming on the pod.
Let's talk about that, honey.
I'm excited to talk about that.
What's
honey.
been going on? What's been going on recently?
Oh my gosh. Well, life has been very exciting and also busy. And I am the kind of person, I love being busy because I feel like I'm a very anxious person. So when I'm busy,
Yes.
I love it, but life's been good. I'm about to put out the deluxe version of my album, which is really exciting.
God. How many new songs compared to the original version of the album?
Oh my gosh, there's gonna be 4 new. There's gonna be 4 new songs, and then the original had 13 songs.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift coded. But
That's a lot of new songs on a deluxe.
I'm really excited. I was originally gonna put a couple, and then I just kept writing songs that I loved, and I'm a little impulsive, so I'm just like, yeah, that'll go on the deluxe. And then also I'm putting out a song. I think in the next couple of weeks, we haven't announced the date yet, but by the time this comes out, it will be out in the world.
Okay.
Amazing.
And it's with Scott Hoying of Pentatonics, which is so exciting.
We love
friend
Scott.
of the pod.
We haven't had him on yet, but we love him dearly, and we're trying so hard to get him on this podcast.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Well, he is like one of my favorite people to talk to. So I feel like he would be an amazing podcast guest.
Yeah.
I feel like we have similar styles where we go on tangents and like it's never a linear conversation.
Yeah, we love him and Mark. They are just wonderful.
Yeah. How did you meet Scott? How did that come about? That collab?
So we actually met we have a couple of different friends in common. I did a cappella in college, so I
Of
know a
course.
couple.
Me too, girl.
You know, wait, what a cappella group were you in?
I was in Oi Capella at Syracuse University, all Jewish a cappella group, honey.
Oh my God, incredible.
Yeah.
Syracuse has amazing a cappella groups. I remember from the ICC YMCA circuit. So you are an amazing.
Where did you go to
company.
college?
I went to Harvard, and I was
Okay.
in a cappella group called the Harvard Baritones,
Okay.
which was fun. We had a lot of fun. I will always rep the baritones until I die.
Yeah.
It consumed my entire social life in college, and I
Yeah.
met a lot of other people in the a cappella world. And then one of the people I met in the a cappella world who actually like mentored our group was friends with Scott. And so that was one way that I kind of knew of him. And then also I'm really good friends with some of the girls in Citizen Queen.
Yes,
who I-
Oh, yeah.
as are we, Cora.
Yes, that's
and,
right.
and Nina.
Small world. Oh my
Yes.
God, you don't know.
Yes.
Nina is like
They're
maybe one
great.
of the most incredible souls. And Cora too. I love
And Katie
Yeah.
as well.
What was that?
Katie, right? Is
Oh my
the,
God,
is
yes.
the other
I
girl,
love
third girl.
Katie.
So we do know all of them.
We have a
but
lot of
they're
mutual
so great.
friends.
I didn't
I
I
know.
love that we're
realize.
discovering this right now.
Yeah.
I do love just a quick about Scott. Like I love that, Pentatonics tries so much to give back to college a cappella groups, like because that's where they were from, and I feel like they single-handedly made a cappella the kind of big thing that it is. Just
Well,
like
hold on. Also, Pitch Perfect.
also Pitch
Cannot
Perfect, but
forget
they were
Pitch
also
Perfect.
they were also in Pitch Perfect.
That's true. They were.
But and it was around the same time. Like Pentatonics becoming huge was around the same time as the first Pitch Perfect movie, and like I love that they've made it their mission to like enrich the kind of art of a cappella.
I couldn't agree more. And like they are the reason why. I mean, okay, I'm gonna be so dramatic for a second.
Yeah.
But when I was in high school, and by the time that I think the song will be out, and I would have kind of talked about this a little bit on socials, because like I was Pentatonics' number one stan. I met Scott for the first time at a meet and greet when I was like 14 years
Wow.
old. My parents, for my birthday, I'd never gone to a concert before. I like begged my parents every single day. I made a PowerPoint presentation for why they should take me to the Pentatonics concert.
I love that Pentatonics was your first concert. That's like the cutest thing I've ever heard ever.
Best concert ever to be the first concert that you go to. It changed my life. And oh my God, this is a sweet kind of silly story, but I was so dorky in high school. I didn't have a lot of friends. Like I was very much a loner, and Pentatonics really was everything to me, and like really made me feel I fell in love with choral music and a cappella and everything. When I went to college, I was like, I really want to join an a cappella group. But back to the show, my mom surprised me with meet and greet tickets on top of like the regular tickets, which was amazing. Thank you, Mom. And
Shout out, Mom.
shout out Harini, a real one.
We love you.
We love you, Harini. And I remember I met Scott at the meet and greet, and he turned to me and he was like, "You're so beautiful." And I'm not even kidding. After the meet and greet, I cried.
Yeah.
And I took that with me for years. I was like, because I didn't feel beautiful. And I was like, oh my God, like, well, Scott Hoying of Pentatonics thinks I'm beautiful. So you guys are objectively all wrong. I mean, he's right. He
Yeah.
however many
Of course.
Grammys. And it's been so like affirming to be able to tell them all of this.
Oh,
Yeah,
later,
and now
That's so
you're friends and
sweet.
you're
Now we're friends.
making music together. Like that's amazing. You probably know Shams as well. Yes, we went to his birthday.
We go to his birthday party.
We missed his birthday.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We missed his birthday party this year because we were out of
We were
town.
out of town,
but
but-
last year we went. You were probably there. I was there. We were probably at the same party. We just didn't
probably
know each
walked
other
right
yet.
past you. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the person I was talking about, who was like a mentor to my a cappella group.
Oh
Like,
yeah! Oh my
God.
gosh, that's incredible. Yeah, he's I love him too, and his mission just in supporting a cappella and like supporting the art form of
Yeah.
it, not just the industry side of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I want to say to our listeners and viewers, by the way, not only is she on TV, not only is she a big music artist, but she went to Harvard.
Yes.
She's smart.
What were you going to Harvard for?
Oh my gosh. So this is a little bit of lore drop.
Yeah.
I went to Harvard. So, okay, my whole life prior to about 4 years ago was centered around competitive debate. That was my upbringing.
Really?
It's such a different, like, when I say just my life until I was like, right after college was just looked completely different. And then this dream kind of music was always a pipe dream, and it saved me. Like, I never thought I could have been an artist professionally. And
Yeah.
I was very unhappy, if that makes sense. And then as soon as music became an option for me to pursue, I was like, this is the universe. It was just such a beautiful, very opportune thing. But prior to that, I got into Harvard because I did competitive debate in high school. And
where did you grow up? Like what state?
I grew up in the Bay Area. So I went to a high school called San Mateo High School. We're great. Rep San Mateo High School forever. I started the debate club there and then competed in a couple of different styles of debate and basically like won a couple of awards in high school. And then when I applied to Harvard, I think it was kind of understood that was why I got in. And then at Harvard, I did debate and I traveled all over the country. And the thing about the debate team at Harvard is when you join the debate team, it's kind of understood that is your main focus in college.
Sure.
Like your academics kind of come secondarily to
like
that.
people who do sports.
Exactly.
Like it's like you're in that school because of the sports, so you have to make that your primary focus or whatever.
100%. And similarly, like all the people in my team, and it was a small team, we took on majors that would allow us to travel every other weekend around the world so we could do debate and have practice 5 times a week. So that was my life. And I competed many times. Actually, I was the only woman on the team, traveling all over the country, all over the world. And when I was a junior, I was actually, this is such crazy lore, Harvard Law School noticed that I was winning awards for Harvard. And so I got admitted early to Harvard Law School so that I could compete on their debate team.
Oh my God.
Which is insane. So when
you were still an undergraduate and you were admitted into Harvard Law School without even having to take the test.
I did have to take, basically we were talking and they were like, you do have to take the LSAT. So I took the LSAT my junior fall.
Passed immediately.
Wow.
Right?
I got lucky. I mean, if I'm being really frank, I didn't get the score that I think I should have gotten, but because of the debate thing, I was able to get in early. And yeah, so that was my life. But here's the really funny thing is I wasn't expecting to get in early, if that makes sense. So
did you have any interest in law?
Well, that was my whole life. My parents,
I guess debate is adjacent. Right, okay.
When I was really young, my love was writing, so like creative writing, short stories, poetry, and when I was in high school, I would submit my writing to competitions. Like a really fun little lore drop is like I won a writing competition in high school, and I got to recite my work at Carnegie Hall in New York. And so that was my dream as a kid, was to be a writer, but with love and understanding for why my parents had this. My parents came from poor village in India. They viewed this as an opportunity for me to enter a career that would give me some stability and some financial safety. So they were like, well, if you're a good writer, you should be a lawyer. And so I was like, okay. And in debate, you still get to be creative. And, I just wanted to be the kind of person that I wanted to make my parents proud and happy. And so that it was coupled. I did love debate. I don't want to ever make it sound like it was my parents telling me you have to do this thing. I really did love it and I still have a lot of passion for it, but it wasn't my one true love in life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
any love that I think I had for debate came from the love that I had for writing and for performing. And so, yeah, I mean, I went to school to be a lawyer. So when I got accepted into Harvard Law School, and I got accepted very graciously with a scholarship. So there was really no reason for me to say no to that. There was genuinely, I think even now to this day, there are relatives of mine that know the story and they're they still don't think it was a good idea for me to say no to Harvard Law School. They're like, look, the music thing is fine and you're doing okay, but why did you say no to this? And I understand it. It was the amalgamation of everything my parents had ever worked for and dreamt of. And, but I wasn't happy. So that was weirdly the moment of clarity for me where I was this incredible thing happened that is objectively something I've been working toward for years and years and years and years. And somehow it did not make me happy. And I just took a moment of reflection on my life and I was I could go to law school. I'm sure I would make friends. I'm sure I would find reasons to enjoy it, but I would really be giving up this dream that I've had my whole life, which is to be a lawyer, to be a writer. So basically when I graduated, I graduated during the pandemic in 2020, and I was like, I'm going to take 2 years off before I go to law school to give myself a room to breathe. So, and I got a job after college, a 9 to 5. It was remote because we were in the pandemic. And I was like, I'm going to try. I was like, in any free time that I have, I'm going to write songs. I'm going to put them on the internet, and I'm going to just see like what happens. The worst case scenario is that no one sees them, right?
Right.
And then I'm exactly in the same situation as I was before.
Yeah.
And then one day, one of those songs went viral on TikTok, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is what makes me happy. This is so cool." Like, I mean, writing in general is what makes me happy, but like, seeing my work resonate with people, like knowing that I'm not alone in experiencing these things that I'm writing about, like there was something very magical about that, and I was immediately like, "Yeah, this is what I was meant to do." And then I very, with a lot of fear, told my parents I was not going to go to law school and I was going to pursue this crazy dream. And with reason, and I'm never going to be the person that's like bashing on my parents ever for having concerns or doubts, because come on, like I get it, now they're so couldn't be more supportive and are so proud and excited for everything. But at the time there was a little bit of resistance. Sure. So I kind of had to go at it a little bit to prove myself first. And that was a bit tough, but I'm really happy with how my life looks now. So I can't I can't be upset.
And you got to come to LA, and there's such a great supportive group of musicians, also musicians who have made their careers on social media.
Yes.
So it's like there really is a group of people that can kind of lead the way and help guide you, and that you can collaborate with and rely on. How has that been? Like, have there been any amazing kind of connections that you've made through social media and music on social media? I know we have Epic, and we'll talk all about that, but anyone else?
Oh my gosh. I love that question. Sorry, you saw me react because like, I just love talking about my friends. It's my favorite thing in the whole world. I've met the best people I've ever met in my life through music and through social media. I met my best friend in the whole world, Mbai Hold, who's an incredible artist.
Okay.
Do you guys know her music? She sings an amazing song called Numb Little Bug.
No, also, this is new.
I feel like if you love the theatrical, musical side of things, she makes music that is so incredible, and also I think could totally be in a Broadway musical.
Cool.
It's amazing.
We're gonna have to hit her up.
Absolutely should. She's amazing. And then I met another one of my really close friends, Livingston, from the internet. And okay, I met so many people from college that I'm still really good friends with to this day. But I feel like the people that I've met since I've started doing music, I get to be more of like my creative self around.
Yeah.
And I do feel like there was a part of me that was always trying to fit in when I was an undergrad in this very serious debate world where everyone takes themselves really seriously. And I love debate, but like when I'm off the clock, I feel like I'm just a not very serious person.
I don't get that impression at all. Where is that coming from?
Thank you. It was a lot of me being like, yes, I read that. Yes, Kant. I love Kant. His philosophy is so great. And
Well, so both us go. We have to talk about how we met. We met because we came to one of your game nights with our mutual friend Troy.
Yes,
who we love.
And my impression of you was not at all serious. Well, first of all, we met playing the
Jackbox.
Yeah, what do you call?
Oh no, Mafia.
No.
Quiplash.
Quiplash.
Oh yeah,
Such a wonderful game.
Quiplash. Like and you did not strike me as like the serious type. And so in our famously, low research before I guess comes on effort, we were looking at your Wikipedia about an hour ago.
Thank you.
And I was
so
like,
nice.
she went to Harvard? I was like, what the like she spoke at Carnegie Hall? I was like,
Debate
what?
team is the best lore ever. I love that.
I love it. And I have to say, at your game night, we played Mafia, which is the Traitors in real life. And you had this unbelievable gift of spinning a world.
Yes.
Of spinning a world. You see, we set it in like a Renaissance medieval time period or whatever. You came up with names for all the different, positions in it. It was
being a mafia host is a lot like being a D&D what do they call it? Campaign leader, or what do they call it? Dungeon master.
Yeah.
It's a gift. Not everyone can do it. You have to be like skilled at doing it. And I think you do have that gift.
You have no idea what you've just given me. You've like all of the things that I aspire to be in life, you've just validated. So thank you so much, truly. Like, game nights and like games are my favorite thing in the whole world. And like my like dream when I die, I hope at my funeral people are like, she was so great at games and hosting game nights. So thank you so much.
If there's one thing we've learned doing this podcast, it's the amount of people that love board games and like games.
I think it's a creative
others.
person thing. A lot of creative people really love the board games.
Yes.
I just know she would destroy us encrypted. I just know
That
it.
is so nice. But actually, that's so kind of you. But I have friends who are really good at cryptid. I've never played, but I do not think I have the skill set for it.
It's
feel like,
really fun. It's one of our favorites.
Oh yeah,
Just because
it's quick and you can do it a bajillion times and it never like is the same. It's awesome.
I can't wait to play. Well,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to do another game night.
Oh yeah,
We'll
bring
get
it.
weird with the games too, like really obscure games.
Yeah, of course.
And I guess that leads us very wonderfully into Survivor.
Yes.
Because that is a game.
Exactly.
Right? That is a game on television.
Yeah, but let's talk about that right after this.
Okay.
And we're back.
Yes.
So you were on Survivor,
I was on
season
Survivor.
45.
Season 45.
Let's talk about
The
it.
greatest game of all time.
Yeah.
Survivor.
Yeah.
What a dream to have played it.
What is the process of getting onto Survivor like?
Yes. So you guys get a little bit of an exclusive because
Yeah.
I don't think I've talked about this a ton.
Oh my goodness.
You heard it here
Let's
first.
talk about that
heard it here
exclusive,
first,
honey.
guys. I was recruited for Survivor,
Word.
which
Okay.
is kind of insane. And they don't recruit a lot. But I do want to give the caveat. Recruitment, all that means is that the casting team reaches out to you. I had to go through the casting process just like everybody else.
Sure.
Right.
Because so much of the casting process is like testing the mettle of people, and like they like go hard on you in the casting process to like because they're like, well, we don't want to send people out to Survivor and then have them just like not be able to handle, because Survivor's really intense.
Yeah, or
you're
like
asked
quit
a
in
lot
the
of
first
questions.
episode.
Exactly.
Or, you know.
Did you watch my season? Because
No.
someone quit in the first episode of my season. And actually my closest ally in the show also quit. We had 2 quits in our season.
Oh my God.
And messed
Wow.
up my game a lot, actually.
I actually did not watch your season.
And you know what? I actually kind of love that. Yes, so I went through the casting process like everybody else. And it's really intense. It's a lot of Jeff Probst asking you very intense questions and interrogating you and going back and forth with
What's
you.
like an example of like an intense question?
Oh my God.
Are you allowed to say?
Absolutely,
Okay.
yeah. There's definitely stuff I'm not allowed to say, but this is not one of them.
Okay.
I remember in an interview I had with Jeff Probst, which, by the way, crazy.
It's not like Alan Cumming is doing the casting for the
Yeah,
traders.
sure, we don't know.
Usually the host
Yeah.
is not the one that's actually doing the casting.
Yeah.
So it's crazy
Exactly.
that Jeff Probst is doing the actual casting.
Jeff Probst, I cannot say enough positive things about that man. Like, he lives and breathes Survivor.
That's
It is
amazing.
his raison d'etre. Like,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
loves it. I came off the show and truly people are like, what did you learn from the show? I'm like, well, a million things. But one of the biggest things is I left being like, I want to be as passionate about something as Jeff Probst is about Survivor. It was inspiring. He's involved in everything possibly that he can be involved in.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And the casting.
And the casting.
Which is crazy.
Insane. I remember, yeah, he asked me this because, okay, so it's not normal to have, with good reason. Like, I think what's beautiful about Survivor is that they've really retained this credibility of being a show. They don't care about casting influencers. They don't care about, they just want people who love the game, who live and breathe the game,
Yeah.
and would do anything to play this game. And so if anything, having a bit of a platform, if that makes sense, is a disadvantage because they want to make sure that you're coming on the show for the right reason, not for the exposure.
Right.
So that was a big part of my casting process, was to truly prove that I love Survivor. It has been my life dream to play Survivor, and everything else about like what I do for work has nothing to do with my love for the game and how much I want to play it.
Sure.
So I had to really prove myself, if that makes sense, through the process. And I respect that a lot. I think that's what makes me love the show, is how much they are so protective of how beautiful and magical the experience is of playing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a very intense casting process. But the reason that I mentioned the recruiting thing is because truly I suffer from such imposter syndrome that I don't think I would have applied, because I just don't think I would have been able to do it, if that makes sense. If someone hadn't reached out and said, hey, we think you'd be good on the show, I don't think I would have been brave enough to submit myself. And part of that actually also goes to the representation piece, because I think the third Indian person to be on the show.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
In 45 seasons. Wow.
And the first one was on 39.
Wow.
They went 39 seasons without having an Indian player. I think part of that, I do want to give credit where credit's due. Like, they're really, the casting team's wonderful about diversity. It's not anything to do with that. I think it's just that Indian people just straight up don't apply to the show. Like, because it's the cyclical thing. If you don't see someone who looks like you, then you don't think that it's possible for you to do that. It's just not something that clicks to you. And then you see someone who's Indian on the show, like I did on season 39. And I was like, oh my God, wait, can I play? Like, should I do Survivor? I don't know, you know? So I think that's part of the reason why I feel very grateful that they reached out. I don't think I would have been brave enough otherwise to apply.
Where do they film Survivor?
In Fiji.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, that was the most beautiful part of it.
Where's Fiji?
Oh, Fiji is like, it's like actually closer to Australia and like New Zealand.
The answer is far from where we are.
A 12-hour
I don't want to sound
flight.
ignorant not knowing where Fiji is.
No, not
but-
at all. I mean, if I'm being really honest with you, like I didn't really know until...
I guess kind of like near Singapore.
Yeah, in that part of the world.
Australia is
Yes,
very
it's-
near
it's
Singapore.
that.
Wow. Okay, so that's like a very long flight.
You know, when I think the greatest part of Survivor for me, aside from playing a game that I've dreamt so long about playing, is we had a lot of downtime. I was on the show for 2 weeks.
Okay.
I was there for 13 out of 26 days. And that sounds both like a long time, but also a short amount of time. But like so much of your day on Survivor is just being on this island, if that makes sense. And you have no phones, you have no distractions, and you're on an island that like no one has ever lived on before, except for previous Survivor contestants. So it's like you're out in the middle of absolutely... When people say like out in the middle of nowhere, there's like out in the middle of nowhere, and then there's like I'm on an island that is uninhabited, you know?
Yeah.
And we're foraging for our own food, we're making our own fire, we're living as cavemen.
They really don't give you food.
They don't. It's you have to survive. That was the hardest part of the show, was surviving.
But did you know how to do any of that? Like, did you know how to forage for your own food before going on the show?
No.
Okay, well, she got into Harvard. I'm pretty sure she can forage. I'm pretty sure she can forage, okay?
Very kind. I will say wildly different skill sets. That is so nice, though. But so I will say about myself, so the answer is no. I've never had to do anything resembling what I had to do to survive on Survivor. But I am actually... I love the outdoors. I love camping. I do a lot of like solo camping stuff.
Okay.
So that's part of the reason why I love Survivor and have dreamt so long about playing it, because there's nothing I love more than being out in nature and being away from my phone and civilization and all of that stuff. So
love it.
that part was the best part of the experience for me. I just loved going on the beach, like when you had a moment of downtime in the game. Obviously, so much of being on the island is strategizing and talking and everything, but there were a lot of moments of downtime where you got to like go out on the beach, be like, every single person that I've ever known is so many miles away from here.
Yeah.
All of my problems are literally halfway across the world. I'm here, and there's such a peace in that I felt like I really connected with nature, and I felt this like it was just this beautiful moment of feeling like, wow, this is how humans have lived for so much of humanity, and to go back to that was really, I think, inspirational to me. I came back feeling like I need to bring more of this into my daily life.
It's very
I love
peaceful.
that. And how have you brought it into your daily life?
You asked such good questions. I feel like Survivor helped me be a lot more intentional with my relationships with people. I'm very much a people pleaser, and I don't know if that's at all relatable. I feel like
Yeah.
We hate people.
Yeah.
I'm a people
I hate
pleaser.
people.
I hate people. But I think before I went on Survivor, my relationships were always about like, do they like me? Am I doing this enough for them? And then I came back from the show and I was like, oh my gosh, like really what I want to prioritize is being intentional and thoughtful about all of my relationships. And now it's like, there's nothing more I love than going out to hang out with a friend and putting our phones down.
Yeah.
And then just just existing with them and being like, really tell me about your life, about what's going on, what are your problems. I want to know. I want to be there, because the level of closeness that you get to people on the island is that, because there's no distraction. I mean,
Yeah. Of
aside
course.
from this life or death game that you're playing. But, aside from, people are like, oh, did you get close to people on the island? I mean, of course. Like, how do you not? Even if there are people that I worked with in the game and people I didn't work with, but all of us got to know each other and got to really understand each other. I think more than like, I understood every single person, what made them tick, their motivations. And it helped me bring that style of communication to my relationships, and I feel like I've become a way more intentional conversationalist now.
That's a lot of learning about people for just 2 weeks
Yeah.
of being with them. It just kind of shows, maybe if we weren't on our phones as much, we would just know so much more about each other as people.
No, it's true. I mean, I grew up, I was Boy Scout. I'm an Eagle Scout. I went through that whole thing. And a lot of my life, I worked at a Boy Scout summer camp. It was no phone, 8 weeks in the woods with the other staff members. That's it. Like, and the campers, obviously, who come up. But it's like, it is a very different way of living. I was living in the woods doing, I mean, I wasn't foraging, but I was, I was teaching wilderness survival. So I was doing that.
You on Survivor when?
You would be you could be on Survivor.
No, but it is true that when all the distractions are gone, you that's when you actually really get to know people better. And I do think, interestingly enough, now as a reality TV competition producer,
So cool.
I do notice there is merit to the remove someone from their location, put them together, sequester,
Yes.
and have them only be together through the whole thing. And we see it time and time again on Big Brother. We
Yes.
see it on Survivor. We see it on The Traitors. We see it on RuPaul's Drag Race. We see it and on all of these shows, that like being in that isolated environment forces you to make connections that normally in life you probably wouldn't make.
Yeah.
And I think that is so fascinating that you came away from that and took that lesson into your real life. And I think that's wonderful.
I think that that's such a beautiful way to describe it. This
Yeah.
idea of like taking someone out of their home environment and putting them in an unfamiliar place.
Yeah.
And so I like came off the show and I just felt so inspired by my experience. I feel like I learned so much about myself from the experience. And I wrote a book. Which I
Yes.
Work.
and so basically, like, I was already in the process of writing my album, my debut album, and I was like, man, I'm just so inspired by this very specific question of what happens when you take someone out of the world that they've grown up in and put them in something really unfamiliar. What do they learn about themselves? And I wrote this story, and then I ended up, my album is now, it became a concept album that has this companion novella that tells the story of the album. And it's about a competition I'm really into like mythology, classics, all of that nerdy stuff, which we love. And I came up with this idea for a story about a competition that takes place in the 9 levels of hell in Dante's Inferno.
Okay.
And so in the book, the girl,
God, she's so smart.
no,
He's so smart.
Honey, we gotta just shut up. We gotta just not speak at all for the rest of this episode. My God.
No, please no. And the book is like, and the album in correlation is like all about this girl who goes through these 9 levels in this competition, but then like weirdly just learns so much about who she actually is. And it's because of this exact thing that you were talking about. I just think it's the most fascinating psychological. That's why I fell in love with Survivor.
Yeah.
And with reality competition shows, because
Yeah.
it's just it's such an interesting psychological. Have you ever seen those TikToks where people are like, I watch Love Island, but like not in the way that everyone else does. I watch it as a psychological evaluation of
Yeah, of course.
which is kind of, it's meant to be tongue in cheek, but it is kind of how I think about it. Like,
Yeah.
I love
It's
watching
a social experiment.
Exactly.
Absolutely. No, that's how I watch all TV.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
And you also watch the producing side of it to see
Yes.
how shows are
That's
produced, which is
true.
also very fascinating.
I can't like watch TV anymore. This like the same. It's like I just everything I'm doing. I'm like, why did the producers have them do that? Why did they ask them to do that? Why did they do this? Why did they do that? Particularly, we're watching a new season of a show at the moment that is let's just say it's season 24 of a show. I won't say the show name,
Oh my God, I can't wait.
but you can deduce it from this. And I'm like, why on earth did the producers choose to do this or that or that? It's just sometimes it's mind-boggling.
It
to
really
me.
when you know how producing for reality television works, and I've learned all of this through Jacob, you really see like if something doesn't hit or something doesn't land, it's like it's never the contestants' fault or the
Never.
people on camera. It's always like the producers that are creating that show. And if they have great producers, the show will sing.
Wow.
And if they don't, then the show can really sometimes fall flat.
Yeah, and Survivor has some of the greatest producers, so you were in good hands.
Great hands.
on that show. If you could do another competition show, what would it be?
What a wonderful question. 2. I'm going to give you 2 answers.
Oh, okay.
The Amazing Race with my friend M. I just feel like would be such a funny
Cool.
duo.
Yeah.
And also we like really complement each other. So I think she has so many strengths that I feel like are my weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
So that, and then, I mean, like, I just, The Traitors is my favorite show.
Put her on
Do you
the
know what I mean?
Traitors.
We know Alan. He's in my phone
love-
contacts, girl.
I love
Let's
Alan
make
Cumming.
a call.
Oh my God, dream come true. And like someone I actually in the music world is that I know, we have the same producer, is going to be on the next season of The Traitors, and I'm so excited to watch him. His name is
okay.
Eric Nam.
Okay.
He's amazing. He's such a sweet person. So I'm so excited to watch him. And I saw that and I was like,
We love the
musicians of
Traitors.
The Traitors. That's so
Yeah.
fun.
Do you watch the UK?
Oh my
version?
God, I have watched the UK
Okay.
version. I haven't watched the most recent.
Okay, we
season.
love
It's really
Claudia.
good. And the most
Claudia
recent season of UK is awesome.
Yes,
it's
it
really
is.
good. It's one of the best seasons of The Traitors, of all time. So they just keep getting better and better with that show.
Yes.
It really deserves all the Emmys. Seriously.
I know.
Yes, it does.
But let's switch gears because we have to talk about Epic.
I
the
know,
musical.
crazy. We have so much to talk about.
And
Yeah.
we were just getting into it with the mythology and the music. I just want to hear about your experience with that. How did it come about, and what has that experience been for you now that the full saga is out, and what's next? I have so many questions.
I love Epic. I love getting to talk about it.
Yeah.
So basically, the story of how I got involved in Epic is very fun and fortuitous, and it goes back to the friendship thing. I love my friends.
Yeah.
So basically, my debut single was called Achilles Heel. It's kind of the song that I was talking about that went viral, that
Yeah.
kind of kickstarted everything. It is all about Greek mythology. I wrote it as a songwriting exercise for myself to see if I could write a song that had as many Greek references as possible. And then it kind of went viral. And so basically when that song came out, it connected me to this community online of like bookish, Greek mythology obsessed,
Yeah.
people. And right around the time that song was catching some steam, Jorge started posting about Epic.
Okay.
For the first time. And
that's very topical for what he ended up making.
The stars aligned.
Yeah.
Exactly. It really did feel like the stars aligning. Like, so then we got connected because my fans would tag me in his videos, and then his fans would tag him in my videos. And eventually we were like, oh, guys, we get it. Like, we're going to meet in person. We know. And then we met in person, and I was like, man, this guy is so inspiring and smart, and just... I could wax poetic about how incredible the vision he's had of Epic from the beginning has been. Mm-hmm. And he just is someone who has such a strong ethos and mission for why he does what he does, that you look at him and you're like, whatever you create it just has to resonate with so many people, because it really comes from within. And so we just became friends, and we would like catch up, and then one day he asked me, he was like, hey, I'm making this demo for one of the songs of Epic, do you mind singing it? And then I was like, I mean, of course, like it sounded so cool. So then I sent him the vocals, and then he had this amazing idea to post it online and basically say like, oh, let's see if people in the comments can guess who this voice is. And then that video went viral. It was so exciting.
Oh my God.
And we got some really wonderful guesses. Someone was like Ariana Grande. I was like, oh my God, I'm so flattered. Like, yeah, thank you. Of course, I sound like Ariana Grande. No, never in a million years. But it was just such a organic, exciting collaboration. And then he asked me formally to be Aphrodite in the musical, which was so wonderful and exciting. And so, and my life has changed because of Epic. Like I just, it came about in this really organic, like I said, but fun way. And now it's a huge part of my life. And I've met so many people that I love that are really close friends of mine now, like Troy, like Talia, like Miko, just so many people, Mason. And there are people like that are just in my life, like they will come to my wedding one day, you know? And so I'm really grateful for that. It's also, of course, there's this incredibly positive community online around Epic that has really welcomed us with open arms, pun intended, the cast members. So I've met so many incredible people at my shows who've discovered my music through Epic. So it's just been this blessing in my life, and I feel really grateful to be a part of the community.
Yeah, you know, it's so interesting because I think back to like 2020 when TikTok was like starting to be a thing, and musicals on TikTok, like the Ratatouille musical, like the Bridgerton musical, like musicals that were created from an online community. And I feel like Epic is really the pinnacle of that. Like it's got, I would say, the largest following of any of those things. It's been the most sustained, maybe the most organized.
Yeah.
And the fact that all of you kind of have your own online personas and your own online careers, and then you're all coming together to make this musical, and you've all become friends through the internet. You know, Troy lives in Nashville, you live here, there's people that live in New York and all over, and you know, so you guys are internet friends, but then also will travel to see each other. Like I feel like it's the kind of final boss proof of concept that like you really can make something amazing over the internet, really. You know what I mean?
What a beautiful way to describe that. Like it's so, when I think about it, I'm like, how does something so positive and just wonderful exist? Because you're so right. It is just genuine. It's every person who's involved with it is such a good person. I tell this to Jorge all the time. I'm like, you cast the entire musical online. How did you get like obviously the most talented, incredible vocalists, and like they're so nice and genuine and warm. Like we went to Ithaca last year.
Yeah.
And when I say
you guys went to Greece together.
Yeah.
That's like so that's really kind of awesome.
Yeah.
It was the greatest week of my life. It was so fun because like I'm obsessed. Like it is my hyper fixation. I've always been obsessed with Greek mythology.
Yeah.
You like the Percy Jacksons? You like the
Don't even get me started. That's how it started for me.
Yeah.
it's like it's when people are like, what are you passionate Greek mythology? Like, it is my greatest passion.
Wow.
And I mean, my love for Greek mythology is what started my connection with epic, right?
Yeah.
It's like, because it just happened in the most wonderful, organic way. And so when we went to Greece, I was like, so you're telling me I get to go to Greece, to
Yeah.
Ithaca, with like all of these incredible people for a musical that I'm a part of? Like, check, dream trip. You know, it was amazing.
Did you guys do any live performances there, or was it all like capturing content? What was that trip centered around?
Yes, it was centered around the final saga coming out, the Ithaca saga, and we were all assembled to. So a huge part of the epic, which I didn't even know this could be a thing before epic. Again, Jorge's like breaking barriers. Every time that a saga is released, he does these live stream, basically celebrations.
Yeah.
Like, they're huge events in the epic community. Like, there'll be like 200,000 people watching it.
Oh my God.
You know?
The numbers that this thing pulls is
my God.
insane. Every time
absurd.
I hear like a stat about Epic, I'm like so gagged every time because it's really incredible.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And like, as someone who's been so fortunate to like watch it from the beginning, it's like so, I mean, but also, like I said, like meeting Jorge 4 years ago at this point, we're so old, meeting him 4 years ago, I mean, I met him one time and I was like, yeah, this is gonna be the biggest musical, I think, in the world, just because he's so passionate about what he does. And like, and it came true. Like, that dream happened exactly the way that it was supposed to. And yeah, so the live streams are these huge events, and so he wanted to do something really special for the last live stream, where the cast was all together to stream the final saga together in Ithaca. And also, I think so many fun content moments happened from that trip. But from my perspective, it was like, it was the most wholesome. We're all just theater kids. We played so many games. We sang so many musical songs together. Like, and we were on this like remote island. Like, it was awesome. It was like, I joked that it was like Survivor, but
you
so
guys
not
have your phone.
competitive.
Yeah.
I got to have my phone. No one was getting voted off.
Yeah.
But we, in the sense that we were on an island with limited cell service. Like, you know, it was similar.
So what do you think is next now for Epic? Because the full musical is out. So if there's going to be more, it would be another musical. But you still have this amazing community from it, and you guys are doing performances. Like, what do you hope is the next thing for it? And what is there any tea?
Oh my gosh, such a great question.
He's like, is there any tea? Is there anything you could
Is there any
drop?
tea is my favorite question to ask in any context ever. I like just call my friends sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, just tell me
Is there any tea?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love hearing drama about people sometimes that I'm like
I don't mean drama tea. I just mean
Exactly.
future,
So
secret
who
tea.
hates each other?
telling everything. So I will say, I truly, and I'm not just saying this, like, I truly don't know like the future plans of Epic.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I can speak to that, but I will say that there's this incredible community, there's this incredible music. I don't see there being an end for it personally, with no external knowledge, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm just excited to see what happens next. But Jorge is writing a new musical.
Oh, that's
about
amazing.
the Iliad, called Ilium. And he's documenting a little bit of that process online so far. And the music that he's posted sounds literally so incredible, but like no one's surprised.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to see that develop more. And I mean, I can just say, like, I just think Jorge, I'm sorry, Jorge, if you're listening to this, I'm like glazing you so hard. Again, I love talking about my friends. I just think he's going to be like the Lin-Manuel Miranda of our generation. Like, I see him obviously writing Ilium and it being an incredible success, and also writing for other IP and other projects and stuff.
Just as a musical theater lover, it's such an amazing proof of concept of this musical has so many fans, and it's never been performed as a classic musical on stage with sets and costumes, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like, yes, you guys have performed the music from it, but I think it speaks to like the mediums of musical theater and how musical theater is going to be showcased to the world moving forward. the possibilities within the craft of musical theater. I mean, I would love to see it on stage just as someone who loves, spectacle. And I think it would be such a spectacle because it's epic, it's epic, So I would love to see it in that way. But I also think that there's so much more that can be done with it. And I think it's such an amazing proof of concept of what musical theater and what musicals can be,
100%. And I do have to say, Larry, it's like a wonderful cosign to get from you because you are such a talented actor and musical theater performer and all of that.
Thank you.
As an Epic cast member, very much appreciate that. Yes, like it is. I could talk about Epic for literally hours. I mean, again, I'm going to sound like a broken record. Like, I love Greek mythology so much. And to me, what I love about stuff like Epic, but Epic specifically, is it really engages with this culture, with how theater, I think, really got its start in ancient Greece, which is as a this oral tradition of passing stories on in ways that feel so accessible. And what I love about Epic is, a kid can listen to it and find something to have wonder about from the musical, right? Like they fall in love with the epicness of it and the quest of it all, and they're on the water and the brotherhood, and then an adult can listen to it and feel like, wow, this love story between Penelope and Odysseus really speaks to me, and it's so timeless, and the nuances of the betrayal between Eurylochus and Odysseus, like there's really something for everyone in it. And it reminds me a lot of like when I went to go, the first musical I ever saw on Broadway was The Lion King. And when I was a kid, and it just filled me with this sense of awe and like, wow, like what a it's a good word to use.
Yeah.
What a spectacle.
Yeah.
And I love that about it. I think
and like obvious, connections to Hamilton as well, like making people interested in a topic that they might not have been interested in, making it accessible, making it a spectacle, highlighting character relationships that are not necessarily incredibly apparent when you read it in a textbook, and I think that is like, that's just, it's very inspiring. Yeah.
And I just want to know before we close out, what's next for you?
So exciting. Thank you so much. I'm so excited for this song with Scott to come out. It's
we can't wait.
I'm so excited.
We will be streaming.
Thank you so much. Scott really cooked on it. It like the harmonies and the vocals and everything are so beautiful. So I'm excited for that. That's like the most immediate thing. Then I'm excited for the music for my deluxe album to come out. I'm really proud of those songs. And then I'm writing, obviously always working on new music for my artist project, for the next project, album, EP. But I'm also currently writing for musical theater, which is so fun. And that is a dream I've had for so long. Like I really love theater, and like I've been working on this musical for the last few years that I'm really excited about, that I've had more time this year to really kind of put my head into, and I'm really excited about it. And I've shared a little bit about it. I'm writing a musical about the life of Mary Shelley, who wrote Frankenstein, which I'm so excited about. And so I've been working on that. And I think those are the things that are most pressing for me right now. But there's always stuff that I'm excited about, and but yeah, I love writing things.
So much writing, so much music
writing.
that's going to be coming out.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to hear all of it.
And you are such an exciting person. You're so warm and radiant and smart and just everything.
We learned so much from you. Just absorbing your energy.
This has been a wonderful day for us.
This has been wonderful for me. I'm very much a fan of both of you, of the work that you do and the work that you do, and I'm just so. Thank you for having me. Again, literally, this is like my favorite. I love talking about my friends and things that I love and writing and all of this. So thank you for
we love
having
to
me.
yap.
Yeah, we are yappers.
We do love yap.
So where can the people find you on the social media and the internet?
On the social media.
As if they
I
don't
love
already
that.
know.
I love that. Everything is at Janani K. If you want to stream my album, it is on Spotify under my artist name, Janani K. And that's kind of it. We just my name.
There you are.
There you are. And if you wanted to
Amazing.
watch Survivor, I guess you can do that on Paramount Plus. If you want to buy a
Paramount
streaming
Paramount
service.
Plus.
Give her those royalties, Penny.
Yeah.
Exactly. Or you can just read my book. I don't know. But no, thank you so much for having me. I'm so grateful to have chat with you guys. Thank you for having me.
Thanks
you
for being here.
coming on. You can find us at Let's Talk About That Pod on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube.
And if you have a question or comment, you can send us an email at letstalkaboutthatpod@gmail.com.
That's right. So there you go. This has been the greatest day. We are so happy you're here. And tune in next week to hear a brand new Let's Talk About That. Bye.
Bye.